What is up, guys? Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 6 underrated heroes that you should be picking right now. These are heroes that I've been looking at just within my own pubs, within pro games, your pubs, just kind of everywhere, even on Dota buff. And I have a nice little compiled list here of 6 heroes that I think should be picked a little bit more, if not a lot a bit more. And so yeah, smash that like button for the video, and of course, like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright, before we do, just want to say, on the gameleap website, we got a lot of cool stuff coming. A lot of great stuff. And I want to tell you guys about a quick little video I made. I just made a video about how to play around vision and decide where to play. So, you know, I answer a lot of very complex questions here on YouTube, but I also answer more questions and important questions over on the website. So if you're confused about anything, I'm pretty sure, almost certain, the answer is going to be in the description down below, which is the link to the gameleap website. So click it right now. And I hope to see you guys there. It's very cheap, and yeah, go click the link. Alright, so getting into the first hero, I have to say, I was right about this hero. I was right. And I'm glad that I was right, and I'm excited to see this hero flourish for a little bit. Now, it is obnoxious to play against, and that is why I think it's underrated. It's not underrated by pros, but a lot of players haven't caught on to it yet, which is BLOODSEEKER offlane. Not gonna harp on it too much, because I think a lot of people probably have, as the only interesting thing happening within Dota lately was, you know, the recent tournament. And so BLOODSEEKER was getting picked as an offlaner. If you guys haven't seen it, what you do is you max out your Blood Right, and you follow it up with Thirst. You do not take your Q until those other 2 spells are maxed out. Why? Because your Q saps your health. It's not easily sustained, it's very clunky, and frankly, unnecessary. You don't need to amp any of your spells, considering, you know, just leveling the spells, such as Blood Right, just goes up in damage. So max the W, max the E, and your laning is so dang strong. Infinite sustain, combined with one of the best level 1 nukes in the game that I guarantee, I guarantee it is going to get nerfed. Blood Right will cost 90 to 100 mana in the next patch. I guarantee it. Also, something I guarantee is that Veil is going to get nerfed. The reason why I say that is BLOODSEEKERs are buying it. When a BLOODSEEKER is buying Veil, you know the item is probably a little bit too good, and that's what offlane BLOODSEEKERs are doing. They're buying Veil. I've seen a Blade Mail rush, but I believe Zai as well. He's literally went Brown Boots Blade Mail. I guess it's just good for manning up. It's also a really good item for farming. It's very underrated for farming. I think Blade Mail is just going to be bought more on heroes that farm slow, such as Spectre, at some point. Just because it actually lets you kill creep waves and creep camps early on. But nonetheless, pick up BLOODSEEKER if you want a very easy time in the offlane. All you have to do is spam Blood Right. If you don't spam Blood Right, you're going to do very poorly. And the same concept applies to teamfights as well. Next up, we have Ancient Apparition. You know, coming in at the 5 role, I don't really think this hero should be played as a 4, but as a 5, I think this hero is just super strong. Against a lot of the edgy carries that are very popular right now, even, you know, the strength cores such as LIFESTEALER, I think this hero has a lot of value. You know, we've even been seeing a lot of IO within the pro scene, so I do think that AA is great in the pro scene as well. But in your pubs, I just feel like this is one of the best heroes to actually solo carry ranked games in. And the reason why I say that, even though the hero doesn't have a great way to farm, in fact, he has basically no way to farm unless you're going to ulti creep waves, which actually sometimes you should. The point is that this hero has one of the heaviest level 6 spikes in the game. It's really good at picking on players, specifically players that do not have a lot of stats or go very greedy items. Now, where would you find that? In most 1 through 3k or 1 through 4k MMR games. The item builds are very greedy. If you don't believe me, well, I actually don't know how you couldn't believe me. I feel like that's just like a fact. Okay, I'm gonna move on. But the point is, AA can whop. How should you play AA right now to make him a quote-unquote underrated hero that can, you know, do well? What you need to do, and hear me out on this, you need to put a heavy priority on your own levels. Guys, I always see these position 5 players in most games, even pro games, which, you know, they might have a reason for it, but especially in pubs, you'll see an AA that's level 4, 11 minutes into the game or 10 minutes into the game. Guys, if you want to carry your games as a 5 and you don't trust your cores, which is what everybody says, then what should you do? You should become broken by setting up the game lead. No, you should hit level 6 as soon as possible, right? Sap a lot of lane XP, stack pull as much as possible, and yeah, just really don't be afraid to sap lane XP and learn to win the lane. Learn to spam your spells, get kills, and all of a sudden, you'll carry your games. Next up, we have Chet. And even though I think this hero does generally miserably fail in pubs, as, you know, his recall requires a lot of coordination, and using the creeps is quite difficult, and not having a stun can be detrimental in pubs. But if you know how to play this hero properly, it is broken. I really do believe that. I think Chen in the right hands is just a ridiculous hero. The mech timing, which is around 11 minutes, yes, you buy a mech with no other items. Use maybe a stick and clarities, but other than a stick and clarities, no boots, nothing else. You brush a mech, 11 minutes in a game, you heal your team for like 600. Not only that, their HP regen is all going to be like 10 or 15 or 20, just because they have a Chen standing next to them with a mech and, you know, the aura. It's that good. It's really that good. We've been seeing Puppy pick it over and over and over again, and what I love about Chen is the fact that he can jungle. Not necessarily from level 1, but once you get to minimum 2, you know, 3 creeps, you can start to flash farm. Yes, literally flash farm. Also, you know how in a lot of pubs, there's a lot of open free farm on the map? You know, it's very, very common. As Chen, you can safely take it. It's one of the biggest benefits of the hero. With no risk, you can take a wave. Just send a Hellbear Clapper, or whatever they're called, over to the wave, clap it in, get some gold, get a mech, buy a Vlad's, buy a pipe for your team, buy a medallion, whatever your team needs, pick it up, buy a glimmer, that item's really good right now I think, and carry your team. It's so good, it's just hard to play, but because a lot of players look at Chen as this walk around, sit behind chorus hero, until you get to the mentality where you actually farm quite a lot, yes, even on position 5 Chen, I think you're going to struggle. Obviously you show up to the team fights, but other than that, get a lot of levels, get big, get tanky, and pop off. Next up, we have LIFESTEALER. Now this hero, once again, not underrated by the pros, but I think it still has to be picked up a lot by pubs. Now, why am I not going to talk a lot about this hero? Because I made a video on it, and I recommend you guys check it out. It was yesterday's video, actually. And so you can go check out Man's gameplay. I talk about the item build that he goes, how he plays, everything he executes on. So yeah, I really have no reason in particular to talk at length about LIFESTEALER right now. All I will say is I think this hero is very, very sustainable in lane. I think the fact that you can leave it in a lane alone and then go run around as 4 heroes and have impact and create space for the LIFESTEALER for the first 15 minutes of the game is a very, very strong strategy. Now you might be saying, Speed, how do I run this in pubs? Surely it doesn't work. Actually, it absolutely works. Very often, the offlaner and mid laner want to fight in a lot of pubs. Not always, but very often. They want to fight, they want to battle. Go let them fight, go let them battle. All you gotta do is stay in your safe lane, bully whoever comes, which is going to naturally create a net worth lead, farm the side camps, farm the small camp, push in the wave, so on and so on. Get big, and get some MMR. Next up, we have Chaos Knight. This is a hero I'm on the fence about. I do feel like it's good. I'm just a bit confused about it. But we made a video recently on it. You can check that out. But the point is, like, this hero, I feel like it's good. It does have its issues where it can get kited. Its illusions can die to certain team comps very easily. If it falls behind, it's quite miserable to play. But if you pair it with the right heroes in lane, such as an AA, or a Chen, or even the next hero I'm about to mention, you can destroy people. You can destroy people. You're very, very strong. Now, the items I think you should build on this hero, I really like Midas. I really like Armlet, Bracers, Wand, Treads. Like, a lot of stats. You can buy 1 Bracer, a Wand, into Treads, maybe into the Helm of Iron Will, then Midas, or just straight into the Armlet. You can even go Drums. It's really good with the illusions. Sure, it was nerfed, but I still think the aura is absolutely insane. And for everyone who is probably thinking, like, Speed, but why would I need to build a large amount of attack speed, such as Midas and Treads and Armlet and Drums on CK? His passive is on a 4-second cooldown. It was changed. I think a lot of people don't realize this, only because it was kind of like one of those changes where it happened, but no one picked CK, so you kind of don't realize it. It doesn't get burned into your brain. But CK's crit is a 30% chance crit, so you want attack speed now, right? To optimize how many times you crit. And yeah, that's how you should look at it. And last but not least, we have Warlock. And as long as you lock in Warlock in your games, you're just gonna have a good lane. And I really feel like this hero is just solid. I don't want to say there's anything new about this hero. There isn't, but it's solid. Do I recommend you go Midas into Ags like every single Warlock in pubs? Sometimes. Sometimes. You know, if the game is going very slow or you happen to have a very good lane, where your safe laner leaves to jungle or rotate early on and you can get a ton of free farm, hey, it could be good. But if you're having a tougher game or your team does plenty of damage, you need to keep them alive, please don't buy Ags and Midas. Buy a Glimmer, a 4-staff, a Medallion. You got a lot of options. They're all good options. Just pick one of the options. And I think Warlock's good right now in particular because he works very well with some meta heroes. I think he's obviously fantastic with Spectre. I think he's very good with Terrorblade. If you want to go that route, you can pick him with PA. Helps sustain her, even any mage. That combo's completely fine. And so yeah, I just feel like Warlock's solid. The hero is about a 52% win rate in pubs, and is not bad. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, smash the like button, sub to GameLeap, and subscribe. It's been your boy Speed, and I'm out. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me. But I recommend you sign up to gameleap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream. And that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're going to see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.